Hi, Wendy. Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us for this community briefing on COVID-19 and our local response to prevent the spread of the disease. Joining me again is Francis Beaurivage. Thank you, Francis, for providing your valuable services. And thank you to the media and to all our residents who are tuning in today to learn more about how you can protect yourself, your loved ones, and our community. We want to remind everyone to please visit our website, covid19.lincoln.ne.gov, where you can continue to access additional updates and resources to help navigate these times. The website includes a data dashboard that is updated each day around the time of our daily briefing, where you can learn more information about local cases and our health department's investigations of them. While you are visiting the website, we encourage you to look at our new COVID risk dial. That is updated on a weekly basis. This dial acts as a sort of weekly weather forecast of the risk of COVID-19 spread in our community. And accompanying that forecast are recommended actions that you can take in light of that risk in order to protect yourself and our community. We are opening our briefing today with deep regret once again about another loss in our community. Another member of our community has passed away from COVID-19, bringing Lancaster County's death toll to 5. The state is reporting a total of 108 people lost to COVID-19. And on behalf of the City of Lincoln, I offer condolences to all those who are mourning a loved one, a coworker, a neighbor, a friend to this disease. Here in Lincoln today, we have had an additional 10 lab-confirmed cases of COVID-19. That total number of cases in Lincoln now stands at 698. Here to share more details about the Health Department's investigations is Health Director Pat Lopez.
Good afternoon. Today our local hospitals reported 39 COVID-19 patients. That includes 19 from Lancaster County and 20 from other parts of the state. 9 patients are on ventilators, and that includes 4 from Lancaster County and 5 from those other parts of the state. Our hospital capacity in Lincoln remains healthy. We continue to work closely with Public Health Solutions, the Public Health Department, and Saline County on the outbreak at the Smithfield plant in Crete. Our contact tracers investigations have now identified 252 Lancaster County residents who are positive cases related to that plant. 158 are employees at the plant, and 94 are family members or other direct contacts. The cases related to Smithfield plant in Crete represent 36% of all lab-confirmed cases of COVID-19 in Lancaster County. Our work with Public Health Solutions includes mitigation strategies, contact tracing, and education for the employer and employees. We have also been working on testing for that community, and there will be additional testing done for the plant employees in Crete tomorrow. Testing continues to be a focus for our health department. We are continually monitoring the testing capacity in the community to ensure priority groups are being tested. That includes healthcare workers and other high-risk groups. As you know, early on we had a limited number of tests, so we focused on testing healthcare workers and the medically vulnerable populations. As our testing capacity has increased, we expanded testing to those with symptoms. Nearly 3,500 tests have been completed over the past 2 weeks alone, and we are on pace to do about another 1,500 tests this week. Yesterday, Bryan Health and CHI St. Elizabeth completed about 353 tests at the hospital's drive-through testing site. We strongly encourage everyone with symptoms of COVID-19 to get tested right away. Those symptoms again include fever, cough, shortness of breath or difficulty breathing, repeated shaking with chills, repeated muscle spasms, headache, sore throat, and a new loss of taste or smell. The testing process is safe and easy and starts with an online risk assessment at chihealth.com or bryanhealth.com. If you don't currently have a primary care doctor, you can call the health department at 441-8006 for further assistance. With the addition of Test Nebraska program, more tests are being completed locally. All samples taken at Test Nebraska sites are being sent to CHI St. Elizabeth and Lincoln for completing the testing results. For more information, you can visit testnebraska.com to complete a risk assessment and see if you are eligible for a test. Of course, increased testing has led to an increased number of people testing positive for COVID-19. Last week, from Sunday the 3rd through Saturday the 9th, we reported 307 people who tested positive. That accounts for about 44% of all positive cases reported to date in Lancaster County. The increased testing is also giving us a better idea of the extent of the community spread in Lincoln. We analyzed data like the number of new cases in conjunction with the positivity rate. That's the percentage of people who test positive compared to the total number of people who've been tested. In looking at the latest positivity rate for Lancaster County, the overall percentage has gone down again from 9.8% Tuesday to 9.4% yesterday, and again down to 9.2% today. As more tests are completed, we want to see this rate stay steady or decline to indicate spread is being better controlled. The state rate is 17.6 and the national rate is 17%. The health department continues to work with our local employers on strategies to better protect their workforce and the public. Again, these employers have been proactive and have worked with us to prevent the further spread. We continue to evaluate where additional testing locations are needed. Some employers are using the existing drive-through sites to get their employees tested. Others are arranging to have tests done on site. We will continue to work with these employers to determine what works best for them. Another reminder that our health department has worked with our cultural centers and Bryan Health to provide additional testing for those who don't currently have ready access to testing or who may need interpretation services. The testing is from 4 to 7 tomorrow at Lincoln High School. For more information, you can contact your cultural center or the health department at 441-8006. As we discussed yesterday, many are being disproportionately impacted by COVID-19, particularly our Asian and Hispanic community members. And we will continue to work with these communities to provide them with the guidance and services they need to protect themselves.
Thank you, Director Lopez. And today we turn to the topic of innovative and sound business practices to promote public health. In my conversations with businesses over the course of this pandemic, I found that most business leaders are not simply looking at the directed health measures to guide their actions. They're looking to industry-specific guidance and best practices. They're learning from their peers, and they're coming up with innovative ways to protect the health of their employees, their customers, and the public at large. This is because that they understand that our public health and economic recovery are closely intertwined. When employees and customers are healthy and feel confident about the public health precautions that a business is taking, they are more productive and more likely to support that business. So adopting sound public health practices not only benefits the community, it also makes the most economic and business sense. With that in mind, we wanted to spotlight a few sound business practices that businesses are adopting to protect health of their employees, customers, and the public at large, including conducting a hazard assessment of the workplace, allowing employees to telework to the extent possible, staggering employee arrival times for those who cannot telework, or grouping employees by rotating shifts to reduce exposure, requiring or strongly recommending face masks for all employees and customers, developing a screening protocol for employees and customers upon entrance into a facility, such as taking temperatures, posting signage to promote personal hygiene in the organization's health protocol, so everyone is really clear on what they're supposed to do, training employees on the organization's health protocol, placing workstations 6 feet apart, improving the building's ventilation system, and regularly scheduling deep cleanings and following the CDC's standards for cleaning and disinfecting facilities. Our health department here in Lancaster County will continue to work with business leaders, including our local Chamber of Commerce, on collecting and disseminating information about best practices for businesses and industry-specific guidance. We recognize that all businesses are not alike, and that what works for one business in one sector may not work for another business in another sector. And that said, there are some common sense steps that all businesses can take to protect employees and their customers and the public, such as encouraging the use of face coverings to the extent possible and using other personal protective equipment, such as hand sanitizer. This personal protective equipment, or PPE for short, is key to our success in managing the spread of the virus and in laying the groundwork for our economic recovery. It is critical that all businesses build up their PPE capacity. And recognize the importance of PPE to our businesses, we are pleased to announce the launch of a website with information on how your business can purchase PPE from local suppliers. We see this as a win-win opportunity. You can get the PPE you need to protect your employees and customers, while at the same time supporting other local businesses. The city worked with the Lincoln Chamber of Commerce to help stand up this website, and we are so grateful to the Chamber's efforts to make this resource available to our community. And here to speak now more about this website is Wendy Birdsall, President of the Lincoln Chamber of Commerce.
Thank you,
Over to
Mayor.
you.
And as the Mayor mentioned, we really are fortunate that businesses in our community have been very thoughtful and conscientious when it comes to protecting not just their employees, but their customers and the public at large. They really recognize that that idea of trade-off between public health and the economy really does hold up because the two are very interconnected. We're pleased to announce, with the help of the city, the launch of a website hosted by the Lincoln Chamber of Commerce, and that will help connect businesses with local PPE suppliers. This website is LNKTV.com. There you will find information on how you can buy high-quality face coverings, face shields, hand sanitizer, and other PPE from local businesses at reasonable prices. This is an opportunity for businesses not only to develop the PPE capacity that they need to operate safely, but it's also an opportunity to support local businesses who are making PPE themselves or sourcing it. Local businesses are the lifeblood of our economy in so many ways, and we are encouraging those with PPE needs to look no further than their neighborhood business to help support those in need with those needs. We'll be updating this website regularly with new businesses that are offering PPE to the community. And if you're a local business that is making PPE you would like to offer it up for sale to other businesses, we encourage you to go to the website, lnkppe.com, and click the Apply tab. The goal is to have as many local PPE suppliers listed on the website as possible. And I'd like to give special thanks to a couple folks in our office that stood this website up so quickly. Brooke and Jeannie here at the Chamber have just done tremendous work. I want to say thanks to both of them. And finally, as the Mayor noted, we're looking forward to continuing to work with the city to put out information on best healthcare practices for businesses, industry-specific guidance, and business toolkits and resources to help businesses navigate this pandemic from both a health and economic perspective. Thanks, Mayor.
Thank you, Wendy, so much for your leadership and helping our businesses access resources they need to operate safely and effectively. And thanks to Brooke and Jeannie as well for their hard work in getting this site up and running so quickly. As Wendy mentioned, we do encourage all local businesses that are supplying PPE to sign up at lnkppe.com and be on the website so that you too can be listed as a supplier. And we encourage all businesses looking to purchase PPE to go to this website to get what you need to operate safely and to support our local economy in the process. We want to reiterate that the notion of a choice between public health and the economy is really a false choice. We're counting on the individuals and businesses in our community to be responsible and adopt sound prevention practices for the sake of both public health and our economy. In fact, a recent study of the 1918 flu pandemic shows that cities and businesses that adopted strong public health practices had a better economic rebound than places that adopted weaker public health practices. As just one illustration of this phenomenon, cities that implemented physical distancing and other interventions 10 days earlier than their counterparts saw a 5% relative increase in manufacturing employment after the pandemic ended. I believe that Lincoln is well poised for a strong economic rebound because of the early restrictions that we all undertook at the local level and because of the voluntary measures our residents and businesses adopted. But we cannot rest on our laurels. For us to weather the peaks and valleys of this pandemic with relative grace, and for us to experience a robust economic recovery, we need individuals and businesses to continue to adhere to best practices and prepare themselves for the long haul. I know we can do this because Lincolnites are nothing if not determined, hardworking, and committed to the common good. And with that, we'll turn to some good news. This week is Hospital Week, and it got me thinking about how my family lives only 7 blocks away from the hospital where my husband was born. Hospitals are so much more than tall buildings on our skyline. They are places of rescue and respite, of endings and beginnings. Right now, they are the front lines of a pandemic filled with courageous heroes working to heal and to protect us all. To all who work in our hospitals, thank you for your strength and sacrifice. We honor you this National Hospitals Week and every week. And today is the last day for public comment on our city's draft Affordable Housing Coordinating Action Plan. The plan identifies 7 goals and numerous strategies to address affordable housing, especially for low to moderate income families. And we invite anyone who is still wishing to comment on the plan to go to the city's website and type in the keyword affordable. You can also provide comments by emailing feedback@rdgusa.com. Bryan Health has been working with the Lancaster County Medical Society and our health department on promoting masks or face coverings as the right thing to do. This is one of the flyers that they have emailed to healthcare providers across the community. And they also printed flyers that they are distributing this afternoon. They want to let all of our area businesses know that these flyers are available for them to be able to post as well. Businesses can contact the Lancaster County Medical Society at 402-483-4800. The health department, which continues to do outstanding work with our cultural centers, is also having the flyer translated into Spanish, Vietnamese, and Arabic. So thank you so much to everyone who is working so hard to promote face coverings as an important tool to keep the virus from spreading. And finally, just because we can't go out to our favorite venues doesn't mean we can't enjoy Lincoln's vibrant live performing arts scene. First, we want to remind everyone that the Lincoln Strong online concert series continues every Thursday night through Facebook. Tonight's lineup is Quartet Teen at 6 and Jack Hotel at 7. These concerts are a fundraiser for local musicians, bars, and restaurants. Thanks again to local musician Jack Rodenberg for organizing this effort that has raised about $4,000 so far. Jack is now planning the June lineup, so stay tuned for that. And we want to give you a preview of Lead Live's online streaming concert tomorrow night. Lincoln's own Jackie Allen and her husband Hans Sturm will present Bass Meets Voice, the Nebraska Project, at 7:30 p.m. Friday night on the Lead Center's Facebook page. For decades, jazz vocalist Jackie Allen and bassist Hans Sturm have each toured the U.S. and the world, thrilling audiences, and now this married musical duo will bring a special evening of jazz straight from their living room to yours. The couple are also educators. Jackie teaches jazz voice and songwriting at Doane University, as well as her super fun torch singing class, which I may or may not have participated in myself. And Hans Sturm is a professor of double bass and jazz studies at the UNL School of Music. Again, the concert is 7:30 p.m. tomorrow night, Friday, on the Lead Center's Facebook page. And with that, we'll open up for questions from the media.
Hi, Mayor and Director Lopez. Riley Johnson from the Journal-Star.
Hi, Riley.
First question is about the latest death. Is this somebody who was a known case, was hospitalized, and did they also have an underlying condition?
Dr. Lopez will come up and answer your questions, Riley.
Thank you.
Yes, Riley. The person was hospitalized and did have underlying health conditions, and they were known to be positive.
Gotcha. Thank you. When you mentioned earlier your discussions with the Director for Public Health Solutions, could you give some examples of the mitigation strategies that you were mentioning that you two have collaborated on?
I think, the health director at Saline County is the primary contact there, but I do know that they've slowed the production line to 50%. They're doing protective measures for the employees there, like face masks and other things. They're doing temperature checks. And those are just a few of the activities that they've implemented at the plant to mitigate further spread.
And do you know how much, I think you said like a week or two ago that about half of the employees there had been tested. Do you know where that stands now with the additional testing coming tomorrow?
Hopefully, Riley will know a little bit better. More, I know the director's waiting for some test results to come in. Then it will depend on how many more tests are done again tomorrow. But over half of the employees have been tested at this time. And that's through those testing sites. We could have had employees, by the way, that come into Lincoln and go through the drive-through. Our people who live in our community may have gone through the drive-through testing sites here.
Are there other questions? Okay, well, thank you so much for tuning in. Wendy Birdsall, thank you so much to you and the Chamber for all you're doing to help support our efforts. And thank you to everyone in our community for the actions you're taking to protect yourself, your loved ones, and our community. We'll see you again tomorrow at 3:30.